Hi everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name remains Comfort Oladayo Adegbenro, and today we'll be talking about job opportunities available for students coming down to Italy. There are so many things you need to know, and since I've spent maybe barely less than a year in Italy, I have a pro with me who has spent up to like 5 years here in Italy as a student. She did a bachelor's, now she's currently on a master's, moving to her second year. So she'll be giving us like some tips in addition to the few things that I think I know. So stay tuned. So welcome back again, and yes, I forgot to mention that if you are here to subscribe, kindly do so, and if you are getting value from this channel, share, tell your friend, tell someone you know that this content might just be useful for, and you are definitely helping somebody. So right on to the business of today. Could you please introduce yourself?
Hi guys, I am Chloe and I am studying bioinformatics at the University of Padova. Thank you for having me on your channel today.
You're welcome. Okay, so I mentioned earlier that she had spent, or she's moving towards the 5th year in Italy.
Yeah.
Okay, so you did your bachelor's how many years?
3 years.
In what?
In biotechnology. Yeah. And then now I'm doing my master's in bioinformatics.
Oh, okay. So like, let me start by asking that what is the maximum number of our students allowed to work, like international students, while studying in Italy?
Yeah. So like every international student gets like a residence permit, right?
Okay.
And that permit allows you to work for 20 hours a week during the school semester. But people say this, but I don't know if it's true.
Okay.
But apparently during the summer you can work 40 hours a week.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. So when you come in as a student, international student, you're allowed to work 20 hours per week during semester, the term time. Then during summer, that's your holiday. You can work maybe like full time, which is averagely 40 hours per week. Exactly. So what kind of jobs do you think are available for students here in Italy?
So for most places, it's an advantage if you know the language, obviously.
Okay.
If you know the language, then there's no limit to what kind of job you can do. But because most of us are international students and because we're not so conversant with the language, it kind of limits us to which jobs we could go for or which jobs that we could do. And it also depends on the region of Italy that you are in. So I know that a lot of people do these cleaning jobs.
Okay.
There's also waitressing.
Okay.
Yeah, and English should not be a problem if you're in a bigger city or a tourist city like Venice or Milan, where there's a lot of international people. I mean, even here in Padova, there's quite a lot of people who understand English. So yeah, you could really do waitressing. You could do cleaning, room service, like in hotels.
Okay.
And
maybe working in bars.
Yeah. But for that, they really want someone who knows the language.
Oh.
Yeah. But you could also do that if you have experience bartending and stuff. The nice thing is that for most of the jobs, they train you. So the only implication is the language. But for bartending jobs, for waitressing jobs, they'll train you. You have they call it like a prova, like a trial period. Sometimes it can be 3 days, sometimes it can be 1 week, sometimes it can be 2 weeks, where they're kind of training you on what you're supposed to do. So sometimes not having experience isn't really the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the language barrier.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
Just in addition to like what you said, I remember when I came in my first year, that was around December, there was this inventory job I kind of got, but you don't work during the day, you work overnight because you have to take inventory of like the products of some big malls, like what mall can I mention that is kind of familiar with international stuff? But we have like super malls where we have ShopRite in Nigeria, something like that. We have Cunard, we have Coop, and some other stores around. Then overnight, you just go in there in groups, like in a team, then you take stock, like counting each of the products. And this kind of job is not done all the time, it's seasonal. Yeah, so we have like certain periods of the year where you can like do this kind of job. So without talking too much, we've seen that she mentioned some kind of jobs you can like work.
Yeah, especially like the seasonal jobs, especially during summer. There's a lot of hotels that want people. There's a lot of hotels that want people. So yeah, during summer you can try, especially places that get a lot of tourists, like Venice, like beach type of places get a lot of tourists as well. So those places are the ones you can find on Indeed, you can find
whatever hacking that.
Yeah, you can find anywhere. And then there's also something that I've done is English teaching English. Okay. It's also something that you could do. For that one, most of them want for you to have a TEFL certificate, which is a certificate that shows that you can teach English as a foreign language. But yeah, it's not impossible to get it, because I got it without the certificate. Yeah, by referral. Somebody referred me and I ended up getting the job. So yeah, nothing's impossible.
Yeah, sure, nothing is impossible. Just to like be much more specific, what like the platforms you utilized over the years to like get jobs?
So I've only ever used Indeed and Subito. And then also there's like agencies that people could try to go to get them jobs. I've never tried them, but then there's one called Randstad.
Randstad?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll get the name and put in the description box.
Yeah, there's one called Randstad that sends people jobs, like just odd jobs that you can do. Yeah, but I usually use Indeed, and I use this website called Subito. Subito is just like, Subito means like, it's just something that people use to find something, like, I'm looking for a phone, I'm looking for an iPhone this, or I'm looking for a Samsung, and then people will respond saying, I have. So it's just a website that people use to post an advert on something that they're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah, so you can look for anything on there, even jobs. Yeah, so you can look for apartments, cars, phones, and people thought it was just for looking for things, but you can really also use it to look for a job. Twice I found jobs on that website.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And let me just help us say something, that the kind of job you might get during summer would most likely give you accommodation. That's talking about the hotel jobs.
Some of them do, but some of them don't. And then even if some of them do, some of them will say that you have to pay, or they deduct from your salary for the food and accommodation. So if you're looking for a job that gives food and accommodation, make sure that they state that you're getting it for free. Otherwise you will have to pay for the food. They'll deduct something from your salary.
Okay, that's cool. So I'm just going to like get the links to the websites you mentioned, and you could also like check on Google, just search for agencies that help, job agencies or whatever. And I think there are also some offices here in Padova that you could just submit your CV and they would help you, maybe contact you when there's a job available. Another platform you can check is, I think, Facebook. We probably could have like some Facebook groups that maybe they would post jobs, and mouth to mouth too is also something.
Ask. The thing is like ask. A closed mouth is a closed destiny. So just ask. There's no harm in asking. You never know that someone might know someone who might know someone who is working somewhere that needs another hand. So just ask. There's no harm in asking. It's
just like the way I got the barcoding job. Even though I applied to the websites directly or to the organization, I'm talking about the inventory companies. There's one called Barcode, there's another one called RGIS. I'm just going to put the links in the description box. But it was through like colleagues and friends who are already here, the people I met here, then just telling them, I want a job, blah blah blah. So even if it's in your church or just your course mate, definitely you're not the first student that will be in that community, and you won't be the last, and you won't be the first student looking for a job. So you could just like ask someone. And there are also groups that I also joined, that's even on WhatsApp, and that's in Padova here. through friends, definitely, like, oh, there's this group that used to post job, blah 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 blah, so you can just like join, and you will see jobs that are being posted, if not every day. Some are just like seasonal. They could have like jobs on contract, jobs that might even be full-time. And I think another thing that could work is looking for internships online. I know of a colleague, like a coursemate of mine, who got an internship in FAO. FAO is Food and Agriculture Organization, and you could just go to, depending on maybe what course you're studying, if you know like reputable organizations, you could just like check online and sign up for internships. Some of these internships are paid internships. Using LinkedIn is also like a very viable platform, and just very much valid. And I think one more thing is your university. Some universities provide like jobs for students, 200 hours, they're about like during summer, and I think it's mostly for second year students, if I'm like pretty much right. So I think that's all you need to know. And
there's also tutoring.
Yeah. Can you say more? Talk more.
I don't know about it, but I just know that tutoring is an option, but I really don't know how.
Tutoring students online or physically?
Maybe both.
Okay.
I really don't know, but I know that it's a thing.
Yeah. So just check online. And I know one job also that people like, I don't know how it works, but I know of Amazon. I've heard of some persons working with Amazon, maybe as suppliers. I really don't know, but maybe you could just
working in the warehouse.
Warehouse,
like packing the things, like in the logistics section, packing the things and shipping them. Yeah, and they pay very well at Amazon. It's just that sometimes they want you to have a car, because I think their warehouse is like out of where buses usually pass and stuff. But Amazon is a really good opportunity, because they pay really well, especially if you're working during the night. So
you guys have heard all of that. So the basic thing is you could also make your own research, and where you can actually start from is by asking the people who are currently on ground wherever you're going. So that's like the best bet I can tell you, because some of them are probably working at the moment. Even if they're not working, they can put you through and just tell you.
Or if you want to be old-fashioned and print your CV and go and hand it out from place to place to place.
That's valid too.
It's a good thing to do, because they can also see you, and it's also a very good thing to do.
The time I asked in McDonald's, even here in Padova, that are you guys hiring? Can we just meet our CV? Do we need to know how to speak the language? And the person attending to me then was like, no, you don't even have to speak the language that they are currently hiring. But I did not just go back there myself to like try it out and all of that. So what she said is like a very valid point. Just walk in. If you think that you might be able to work in this place, you never can tell. You have to just try. The highest thing you will get is like a no, and you will just don't back. So
there's no harm in trying.
Exactly. So thank you so much, Chloe, for today. And if you are yet to subscribe again, kindly do so. Tell someone about this video. If you have questions, do drop them in the comment section. Until we see, stay comforted. Ciao.
Peace.
Oh my goodness. Cute.